exclusive party for your dad and 4 of his friends. Yes, your father and 4 he partners. We take the party to a dynamic dad and 4 of his friends. So I guess all I want to know how to enter. Listeners, you can call at 7:30 a.m. and at 5:30 p.m. Monday to Friday and complete the following sentence. It was my dad that taught me to, and fill out the rest. Whatever your father teach you to. So whether he teach you to tie the goat or to pelt mango, just tell us what your father teach you. Taught you. So the callers' names would be dropped into an entry box for a random draw on Monday the 20th of June 2022. Your dad can be the lucky winner of U975 Dynamic Dad Father's Day promotion. Competition runs from 20th May to 19th June. So come on and be a part of our Dynamic Dad Father's Day promotion on U975 FM.
पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा, बेटा हमारा ऐसा काम करेगा.
U975 Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio and Multicultural Television MCTV, bringing you back where you belong. Part of the Rhythms Communications Network. To advertise with us, call 218-7820.
Welcome, blessing, good afternoon to each and every one. Welcome to U97.5 FM, Douglas Radio, hot like pepper. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we want to welcome you, our international listeners. We want to welcome our local listeners and our regional listeners. Welcome to those of you who would be running on Facebook. Of course, tune in to Douglas Politics. You could catch us on Facts, Not Fiction. You could catch us anyway. Anyhow you choose to catch us, you can catch us. But welcome to the program this afternoon. Well, I want to first say that last night the political leader of the UNC continued to display that type of leadership quality. Not only so, but of course at the same time, putting fear in the hearts of those cowards. Those cowards who know how to backpedal. But I know when you're backpedaling, what has happened nowadays with those bicycles is that you just get brakes. So it seems as though they're backpedaling and they're braking at the same time. But the floor open. Vasan Bharat, Botiwari, the floor open. What sayest thou? All them secret meeting that they're having, and feel the secret. And some of the snakes who continue to participate in those meetings and feel nobody know, you better think again. Because the leader always say, what in the dark does come to light. So all the snakes who believe they could play the both side game, jumping with Bo and Vasant on one side, and then pretending to be home on the next side. All you go ahead. All you go right ahead. We know who you are. Most important. And I know that the elderly always say that time is longer than twine. So all them two-head snake All them two-head snake who today say UNC, and then tomorrow they saying Vasan Bo. Well, let's go ahead now, man. One of these days, a little tongue will stick to the top. Long time they used to say, eat hot dashi, Edos. Yeah. And Corky, they will tell you that it stick to the roof of your mouth, right? Yeah. Well, right. One of these good days, a little two-headed snake or the tongue will stick right to the top of your mouth, so everybody will know what all you stand for. You see, I don't know why people like to play games, and that is what have the country where we are today, Corky? Yes, because of games. And when you like to play games, the result of that, the results of playing games is more games. Because when you play and you get catch, you have to continue playing. But the problem with that is, people would know that you are a game player. And there is those in the UNC who believe that they could flirt with Vasant and Botiwari and others. Flirt. And then they feel that they could come and lie down in the UNC bed like all is well. But you see, we make you out. We know you folks. We know you all. Don't feel we know you all. And this party continue to get stronger. This party continue to grow. And I will tell you something. This party is not afraid to take on all of you. Anytime, every time. Take all you want. We're not afraid to take all on anytime. So all the back pedal that some of you backpedaling, and some of you who believe that all you could run under the carpet and flirt with Bo and them, and then believe that everything would be all right. Well, I want to say to you, think again, because all these secret meetings that they are having in various areas, don't feel for 1 second that we know what happening. We know exactly what happening. So we inviting all you folks, all of you, the leader said it, the floor is open. Put all your hat in the ring, jump in, put on all the boxing gloves, no afraid. And assure without a shadow of a doubt that Ole will get knocked out quick. Because you see, people no longer interested in playing games because people understand that there is consequences for their action. People understand that this is life and livelihood. You see, while I will hear people saying that they fed up with politics and they want no part of politics and they're not in that, when you make those statements, that is not informed statements that you are making. Because politics controls your everyday movement in this country. Politics tell you where you could go, how to go, where you cannot go, what you could do, what you cannot do. Well, and if you do what politics say you shouldn't do, then you face the consequence. So what you people have to do is to get involved in constructive politics. Get involved in the thing that control your life. The thing that set the future. The thing that place a destiny before you. You ought to be involved. You ought to get involved in the thing that controls your life. Because whether you vote or you in-vote, the fact remains is that the government of the day, they will put policies in place, make laws, amend laws that controls your life. That is a fact, That is a fact. That is what is happening. And when you sit down on the outside and say, boy, I mean voting, I done with that. I done with voting. all you're doing is hurting yourself, your family, your friend, your children, your grandchildren, and the unborn babies. That's all you are doing. Nothing else. Because the few who don't care about country, who will go out there and vote for the PNM, that few will also make decisions for you. They are making decisions for you. Because when they vote, and they vote because of a likeness, of a color, and they vote because of a balize, and they vote on policies, what will happen is that their vote will control your life. That is what will happen. So you have to understand, as right-thinking citizens of this country, that you ought to get involved and make informed decisions in the best interest of country, not even in the best interest of self, because making decisions in the best interest of self from a political standpoint is just being selfish, it's just being foolish, and it's just being without a brain, so to speak. So you have a responsibility. Let us get involved and make this political affair work for us in this country. Make this politics work for us in this country. We have to make it work. Right. So we will talk more on that. But let us get into this now. Yes. I see Jeffrey blowing like he trying to tell me don't go there this evening. Yeah, Jeffrey blowing hard when I said I'm going to get into this. So that little pep talk I gave you all there is just to let you know that Bo and Vassant and Gary Griffith and Watson Duke and all of them who believe that they could make a difference in Trinidad. Let me tell you something. You could tell them to go and sleep, go and take a nap, wake up when the election done and face reality. So let me get into serious business here now. Oh Lord, every time I think about it, I just thinking, Corky, how could they? Corky, every time I think, that is all that come into my mind. Yeah. And as we was just talking downstairs, what I just tell you, Corky? I just tell you, boy, Corky, how could these people, let me take off my glasses a little bit here. How these people could abuse children, boy. That is what I still can't come to terms with, boy, Jeffrey. How a big man would watch a child and advantage it. How come? That is what I can't understand in this country. So,
Yes.
Boy, I watching this document here, Jeffrey. I watching this document in front of me that I have here. And I still trying to figure out if this is real. I really trying to figure out if this is real. I trying to figure out, ladies and gentlemen, that a whole class was invited to a party. A whole class. What I want to start there. Here I want to start today. Take back off my glasses. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to start today with how come a high-ranking judicial officer who's still ranking after the information that is before this country. I am saying today, ladies and gentlemen, that this PNM party, those high-ranking officials within the PNM must never escape. Oh yes. They must never escape those high-ranking officials some of them who still sit within the hall of injustice. Some of them who sits within the hall of injustice. Some of them who the friend could get them to go and do investigations. Well, you read between the line here today, read between the line. Some of them who the friend could get to go and investigate to get rid of whoever they want to get rid of. Ladies and gentlemen, I want the world to know that this PNM in Trinidad and Tobago, that there is a ring of pedophiles I feel that word too big, yes. A ring of men who interfere with children. 9, 10, 11, 12. We talked to a man today. The man said that the watchwords within that ring is after 12 is lunch. And below 12 is breakfast. These murderers, these pathetic rapists, these heartless, spineless, conscienceless individuals who sit and put people in jail. Could you imagine Could you imagine people who would put us in jail? People who the society look up to as the honest, fair, who would ensure justice is served. Those are the rotten criminals in our society. I want to ask this country, we have seen Keith Christopher Rowley who tries to blame Basdeo Pandey, Kamla Prasad Bisesa, and the UNC for a report that they say they knows nothing of. But thank God in the parliament there is something that is called the Hansard, and it's protected so we can go back and we can examine Camille Robertson Regis, Fitzgerald Hines, and others. Comment speeches on that said report that today the PNM is saying that they did not know what the UNC, a matter of fact, the UNC did nothing with that report. Oh, what a bunch of hopeless liars. What a bunch of hopeless, spineless liars we have today sitting in our parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, today I am saying today that the People's National Movement, it is the evil that is upon this land. How I wish I could have asked Patrick Manning what he did in relation to that report. But today I can ask Keith Christopher Rowley not only what he did, which is nothing, but I want to also ask Rowley today why he sit down on the Judith Jones report while our children were being abused and continue to be abused in our society. And he and his minister sit on that report for over 5 months And today they are telling us that a committee would be very soon making recommendations. So while this committee make recommendations, those high-ranking officials in the judiciary, past and present, those sick high-ranking officials within the PNM, past and present, those sick businessmen, past and present, those sick police officers, past and probably present, would continue to have a rush of a feast day in our society. Keith Rowley, not only you have disgraced the office that you now sits in, not only have you disgraced the chair, not only have you disgraced the laptop, not only the glass, the spoon, the plate, and everything else, but you have disgraced our country internationally by your conduct and the lack thereof. And the lack thereof overweighs the conduct. I want to ask this country, all you fathers out there, which one of you fathers out there would have information that your neighbor child is being abused, and you will keep that quiet for 5 or 6 months? I want to ask you mothers, which one of you will know that your neighbor child is being abused, and you will keep that quiet for 1 month? I want to tell you today, ladies and gentlemen, that while you will not condone that, we have a prime minister who is who ought to be a father. Oh, Jeffrey boy. We have a minister who ought to be a mother, but they both concealed that report for 5 to 6 months while our children continue to be abused and victimized and raped and murdered and buggered and abused psychologically, physically, spiritually, every lee you could think about. And they sits on that report quietly, and now they are saying to you that they are going to set up a task force to bring recommendations to deal with this situation. I want to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, if you believe that this is something new to Keith Rowley. I want to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, if you believe that this is something new to Camille Robinson Regis. I want to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, if you believe that this is something new to Webster Roy. I want to ask you if you believe this is something new to Beckers. I want to ask you if you believe this is something new to Hines. This ain't nothing new to them. This ain't anything new to them. Ladies and gentlemen, on Sunday the 1st of October 2006, I tell you of a Guardian report where Dr. Sharon Ann Gopal McNichol, who fought the 2002 election for the PNM in the St. Joseph area. I told you of this individual who came out and make it plain that there was a pedophile ring within the People's National Movement. I said that to you. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that this individual brought the information to the forefront, and a matter of fact, she had fought the seat for the PNM. She had fought that seat in 2002 for the PNM. And she came out and speak and expose it. This is nothing new to Rowley and them, you know. When you hear Rowley talking about some ring, that the opposition leader talk about some ring and some ring. Rowley, you better check the ring on your finger. What? Check the ring on your finger and see if that is not the ring. Check that. Check the ring on your finger. You talking about some kind of ring that she talk about. Like if you ain't know. Like if you ain't know, you was in the parliament. You didn't contribute no way. Yeah. You didn't contribute no how. You ain't take no part in the proceedings. When that task force document was laid there, you ain't know nothing about it. So you don't know it's some kind of ring. Yeah. Some kind of ring. Boy. Let me take a break. We go be right back.
Come to the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. Great ambience, fantastic prices, all COVID protocols observed. Full premium bar available. Call Waves at 731-4646 to make your reservation. Come dine with the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. You must be vaccinated to dine in.
Dogla Radio is now on U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio. Monday to Friday, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. with Anil Roberts. Bringing you the facts on politics and up-to-date information. Also taking your calls on 218-7762. Dogla Radio on U97.5 FM Hot Like Pepper Multicultural Radio, 6:15 p.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday.
Get ready for the revolution. Come on, what you say now?
Sponsored by Royal Castle.
Farbinger Expo at the White Tent opposite Medford gas station, Shogunas, will be closing on Monday, May 23rd. Check out our unique bridal collection or even dresses to attend the wedding, handicrafts, footwear, jewelry, furniture, and so much more. All in one store. Perfect place for Mother's Day shopping and outing. Enjoy delicious authentic Indian food at Tandoori King, Star Hakka, and Dosa Diner. Newly opened Bombay Chaat, Pani Puri, and lots more. Farbinger Expo opposite the Medford gas station, Shogunas. Check us out. We're open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Every word, every line, every paragraph depicts a real moment in someone's life. A father, a sister, a mother, a brother, We at Newsday are dedicated to you, the people, and through independent, unwavering journalism, strive to always bring your stories to life, because your stories are more than just words. Newsday, independent and credible.
Le Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock. Bed and breakfast rates available. To book, call 283-2597 or 463-2946. Le Grand Coulon Spa Resort at Stonehaven Bay, Blackrock.
Flashback. Jerry Junction Bar, Karapi Chima presents A Journey into the Past. May 29th, live performances, The Anarchists, Code Black. Also featuring Axel Caceres all the way from Venezuela, and Vic the Panis, and yours truly, Billy's Hi-Fi, the Metal Merchant. Jerry Junction Bar, Karapi Chima, May 29th, the day before the holiday. It's an open-air event. Tickets $100. Call 776-5037 for more info. Flashback. A journey into the past at Jerry Junction Bar, Karapi Chima. It's gonna be a multicultural event. It's also a tribute to Indian Arrival Day. So come on down and enjoy yourself. Listen to U975 FM Hot Like Pepper Radio and WBHM The Voice of Rock for ticket giveaways. Flashback. Check it out.
What goes in is a local something that makes it all taste better. It's the flavor of our culture. Come from here, come from there, and everywhere. It's the special flavor that's made us savor at the Royal Castle. Oh, come the Royal Castle. Royal Castle. Flavor to the bone. Royal Castle. Taste the very own. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better. Taste the unique flavor of our culture at Royal Castle.
U975 FM would like you to be a part of our Dynamic Dad Father's Day promotion. You have the chance to win an all-inclusive party for your dad and 4 of his friends. Yes, your father and 4 he partners. We take the party to a Dynamic Dad and 4 of his friends. So I guess all I want to know how to enter. Listeners, you can call at 7:30 a.m. and at 5:30 p.m. Monday to Friday and complete the following sentence. It was my dad that taught me to, and fill out the rest. Whatever your father teach you to. So whether he teach you to tie the goat or to pelt mango, just tell us what your father teach you. Taught you. So the callers' names would be dropped into an entry box for a random draw on Monday the 20th of June 2022. Your dad can be the lucky winner of U975 Dynamic Dad Father's Day promotion. Competition runs from 20th May to 19th June. So come on and be a part of our Dynamic Dad Father's Day promotion on U975 FM.
पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा बेटा हमारा ऐसा काम करेगा.
Come to the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. Great ambience, fantastic prices, all COVID protocols observed. Full premium bar available. Call Waves at 731-4646 to make your reservation. Come dine with the Waves Restaurant and Bar, Grafton Beach, Black Rock, Tobago. You must be vaccinated to dine in.
It's fine to a bed in the hospital. Yeah. And we can't hear a word from Health Minister Kamal. Whoa. Black dirty water we had to drink was a safe clean, but it smelling stink. And my friend, the money ain't no problem.
Money ain't no problem.
The shouting, money ain't no problem. just like nobody care. Oh. You can't even call the Prime Minister. He got the phones in the Gulf of Korea. My friend, you're shouting, money ain't no problem. Lord, money ain't no problem. The AG started a drive to stop corruption. Yeah. All them wheeling and dealing big shots was in confusion.
Only games to play with.
They threatened to kill, but he keep on still. Suddenly he stop. They pass a bill, my friend. They bought it. Money ain't no problem. My friend, don't doubt me. Money ain't no problem. Whoa. Yeah. All them politicians today, they just full of smoke. Whoa. Only making foolish mistakes and calling it joke. Yeah.
A bunch of
On the
jokers.
streets today, and we can't build a home for them to stay. Now, my friend, they balling, money ain't no problem. Yeah. My friend, don't doubt me, money ain't no problem.
Right, so I'm back. I am back. I am back. That is all I will say for now. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying before, you really believe that these individuals doesn't know anything? One of their own expose it. One of their own tell us that, look, this is what is happening. This is what is taking place. It was one of their own. And let me just run back and find something here. This is nothing new, you know. This is nothing new. We know for years in this country, anybody who say that they don't know that this kind of behavior was taking place in the PNM, they are nothing more than hypocrites. For years, we know this type of behavior was taking place. We know it is nothing new. And if the citizens of this country know, I am telling you, ladies and gentlemen, that those leaders knew fully well what was happening, what's still happening. They are all aware of what is happening. They know, let me tell you something now. The perpetrators of these heinous crimes, they are their friends. And they place those individuals into positions where they are immune, so to speak. Where they are immune from any form of persecution. You see, while you, the people in this country, jump up, prance up, and tell yourself that these people care about you, they ain't care about you. You is just a tool. I always refer to you as a spanner for the PNM. They use you to tighten a bolt and slacken a bolt at their convenience. They would place those individuals, those wrongdoers, in places where you cannot touch them. A matter of fact, let's just examine something for a minute. All you, every one of you, know the individuals within the judicial system who involve. All you know. All you know. Added to that, I want you to watch the position that they hold. The people that all you know who involved in this type of behavior, I want all you to watch the position that they hold. The position that they hold. If you used to watch karate, they come like Shaolin invincible masters. That is what they come like. They are in position where you cannot touch them. And let me tell you something. It's not only them alone, you know. It is the Cosa Nostra. That is what it is. It is you know my secret. I know your secret. And all that we keep everybody's secret quiet. That is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. That is what it is. This thing have been covered up for years. They are aware of the destruction of our children. How many children missing in this country that nobody could find them? How many children that they tell you gone in container to other country? How many children that all you cannot find? And you know what is sad about this? The ring, it is so tight and so professional that let me tell you something. I'm going to call a name in a little bit for you. I'm calling a name in a little bit for you. I ain't ready to call that name yet. I want all of them to tune in first. When I call that name that I'm going to call. I'm going to call a name for you today. And when I call that name, I'm going to be asking a question in reference to that name. But I want all of them to tune in first. I now see a text message there, right? The Prime Minister lock in. Right, National Security Minister, he lock on too. It has some more to lock on. There's some members in the judiciary. I want them lock on too. They have to lock on too. So ladies and gentlemen, this ain't nothing new. This ain't nothing new to we. It ain't nothing new. How many children missing? If you could only find those children that missing, you will see what was the cause of death with these children. Akil Chambers was only one. He was only one. He was only one individual. You think that this ring will only have one toy to play with, because that is what they consider your children to be, you know. They groom these children. They take these children out. When you look back, I have a document here where this, I'll go back and just get a name inside here. I have a document here. Right, Attorney Ravi Prasad, who appeared alongside Desmond Allen, and Attorney Donald Powell, seeking the interest of Chambers' family during the coroner inquest in 2003-2004 into Akil's death, was asked to give his views on Akil being the victim of a pedophile ring. Having seen the newspaper and reference being made to Sabga, who was chairman of the 1997 task force set up to examine children's home, he said, "For what I have read, I understand that someone whispered to him the extent of the pedophile ring and that high-ranking individuals may have escaped accountability." This is a document where they interviewed David West, and he was telling individuals that the police authority, the PCA, had launched a probe following the publication of a Sunday Express special report dated May 2018, titled 20 Years After Child Mystery Death, No Justice for Akil. And he was telling us that after 2 years, the DNA, according to protocol, after 2 years, it is destroyed by furnace. In other words, they burn DNA, all those information after 2 years, and he said that's the standard protocol. So I was asking, so if the standard protocol is that the investigation is reach a point where it may very well be closed and fresh information come where it can be reopened, then how are we going to prove the matter? That's my question. How are we going to prove the matter? So let's say our investigation is ongoing and the investigation closed for a lack of evidence. And then a year later, or 2 years later, or 3 years later, fresh evidence surfaces. And those evidence surface now, and now we have things to work with. What are we going to do when you are telling us that after 2 years, the protocol say that those DNA tests would be destroyed? But the point I'm making, ladies and gentlemen, is when you look at what happened and what continue to happen in our country, it tells you, it tells me, and it tells the international community that there is a massive cover-up in protecting those individuals who are responsible for the death of our children, the rape, the buggery, the everything that goes with it. That is what it is telling us. Because I am telling you, Jeffrey, that Patrick Manning, Keith Rowley, and the whole PNM team, they would have had access to all these high-profile records. A matter of fact, Jeffrey, I remember when I get shot, Rowley came out and said that he don't believe it was political. And in the next couple of days, he, as the head of national security, he is privy to information. That is the point I want to use out of that. He said, as national security head, he is privy to information that the public would not be privy to. And therefore, the buck stops with him. So in other words, he knows everything that happened in the country. So if you are the head of National Security Council, you are the prime minister of this country, and to the end of the day, you're telling this country now that you don't know nothing on what happened to that report. You don't know what took place with the task force report. You don't know what happened. You may or may not be aware. Then that telling you that you are incompetent clown. Because as you boast and say that you are the head, you is the head of the National Security Council. You is the head. You have information that we won't have. You know things that we can know. But you telling me that you don't know what to report, you don't know the report go on, and if anybody have it, telling Jacob to see if he could find it. Rowley, like you feel people is some kind of clown in this country, boy. You feel people is some kind of dotish in this country, Keith Rowley. You figure that we don't have a brain or what? You figure that we is the bunch of individuals that you have in a cabinet, a brainless bunch? That way you feel? You feel that we ain't understand what's going on? You believe that we know every time you corner, you're like a cat. You spring from anywhere, from corner to corner, and don't matter how they pelt you, you're falling back on your foot with your dotish set of excuse. You feel people dotish? You don't know? Well, if you ain't no resign. If you don't know, and you is the prime minister of this country, if you don't know, and you don't know where the report gone, if you don't know, and you have to ask Jacob to see if he could find it, and you don't know that it right in the Hansard, it have where you all make all your comments, and you don't know, then what you know, Rowley? What you know? FAX? That the facts, you know? Well, you better eat that facts. Eat that machine and see if you could get a brain. See if you could get a brain and come to this country and tell this country those perpetrators who rape with children and murder them. Come and tell we. We want to know. Because we know some of them there, they don't feel we know, but we know some of them right there. And we know. Let me stop there. We know. I go stop there. I go stop there, Keith Rowley. We know. But let me ask you a question, Rowley. I want to ask you a question. I want to ask you a question today. What kind of friends you have, Rowley? What kind of friends you have? I want to ask you that question today. I know you have some friends as lawyers. I know you have some friends as judge. I know you have some friends as police. I know you have some friends all about. I know you have a friend in San Francisco. The one we call, according to you, to ask, what kind of thing is this you're hearing? You see, Rowley, you don't know. You never know. So you have to call every drilling to find out, what is this you're hearing? You see, you don't know. You never know. So you have to call them kissing to find out, what is this you're hearing? You don't know. You never know. Well, call Foster Cummins, Rowley. Call Foster and ask him, what is this you're hearing? Ask him, what is this 4.4 million talk that you're hearing? Because you don't know. So since you don't know, call Camille Robinson Regis and ask him about the 143,800. Because you don't know. You don't know nothing, Rowley. You never know. You is Mr. No. You don't know nothing in this country, right? So you had a call to find out. Well, I want to call and find out who killed Akil Chambers. Call and find out that. Because you don't know. You don't know. So call and find out. Call and find out who is the big shot friends that are abusing the children in these children home. Because you don't know. You never know. You send Jacob to find out because you don't know. You is Mr. Pride don't know. You is the Prime Minister don't know. You don't know nothing, Rowley. You don't know nothing. Right? You don't know nothing. So you call. Every time your friend and them reaching Bacchanal, you call to find out because you don't know. Call and find out what kind of thing is this because you don't know. Every time they reach in Bacchanal, you don't know. But you see, I'm going to tell you something, you know. A day go come when all you go know, you know. A day go come when all you go know. Because let me tell you something. Wickedness cannot prevail forever. Wickedness cannot prevail forever. So a day will come when all you will know. You see, right now, you could get your friend and them to do anything for you, Keith. You could get your friend and them to do anything for you. You understand? But I want you to tell us, was Ken Valley your good friend? I want to ask you, was Ken Valley a good friend of yours? I want to ask Fitzgerald Hines that too. Fitzgerald Hines, was Ken Valley your bosom buddy? I asking, you know. Was Ken Valley Fitzgerald Hines your bosom buddy? I asking Keith Rowley. I asking him, how close was he and Ken Valley? I want to know. And I want Trinidad want to know too. We want to know. You see, let me tell you something. Anil said last night, you know. Anil said, you know all the friends of them. All the school friends, you know them real good. You know them inside out. Because I school friend of them. All my friends, I know them too. I know what my friend would do for what my friend wouldn't do. I know every one of my friends, what they will do and what they wouldn't do. Once I consider you a friend, I ain't talking about partner, you know. There's a difference between my friend and my partner. My partner and them is my partner. I don't know what them doing because them is my partner. But you see, my friend, for you to be my friend, I have to know what you're into. because I want to be friend with the wrong people. Just like how I want to be no friend with you, Keith Rowley. I don't want to be no friend with you. I don't want to be no friend with Fitzgerald Hines. I don't want to be no friend with you. I don't want to be no friend with Camille Robinson Regis. I don't want to be no friend with Stanley John. I don't want to be no friend with Ivan Archie. I don't want to be no friend with Nolan Barrow. I don't want to be no friend with John Jeremy. I was never a friend with Martin Joseph. I don't want to be all your friend. Because if Olio is my friend, I have to know what Olio doing. So that is why I want to be no friend with Olio. Because I'm not interested. What I am interested in is who are those perpetrators that continue to abuse our children. That is what I want to know. That is what I want to know. I ain't looking for no partner here, and I ain't looking for no friend here. Hey Foster, I could be your friend, boy. Foster Cummins, I could be your friend. I could be your friend. Because you see, I want to know what you just do to get that kind of figures coming into your account. That is what I want to know. So I could be your friend. I could be your friend. I want to know what you just do to get those kind of figures coming into your account. So I could be your friend. But I want to be nobody else's friend. You see, I want to tell you something. I'm going to open the phone lines, you know. If all they want to be Rowley and them friend, or they could call me and tell me. If all is friend with Rowley, or they could call me and tell me. But if all is friend with Rowley and they call me to tell me, or they tell me what he into. Because his friend. Friend ought to know what friend doing.
Tough question.
Right?
People there, man.
So I am going to open the lines 218-7762. That is the number to call. So I'm opening the phone lines. But I am saying to you people in this country, if all you're in get up, check that phone. Right. Now get something. If all you're in get up, take that call there. I know something is wrong, you know. Welcome, caller. Alright, I feel we're having some problems here with this phone line. Alright, try again. 218-7762. Let's see what's going on with this phone line here. 218-7762. Try us and let's see what's happening here with this phone line. So we're getting a call and we're going to take it. Welcome, caller.
Hello.
Right, we're hearing you loud and clear. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Victor Robert.
Good afternoon.
Calling from Arima.
Hello?
Yes, I'm not hearing well.
I hearing you. You go ahead.
Okay. I just would like to know what the UNC could do in this situation that we are in here right now. I'll listen off here.
All right, thank you. So what the UNC can do, ma'am, is just what the UNC doing. Calling for investigations, calling for the police commissioner to do his job, calling for all those in authority to investigate. That is what we can do at this point in time. The UNC cannot initiate any investigation because the system that we operate under, which is the Westminster system, does not give the UNC or the opposition, for a better word, the authority to conduct any or to initiate any investigation. So what the leader continue to do is what she can do. Write, ask for investigations, raise the issues in the public domain so you can be aware of what's happening. However, there is something that we can do collective. And what we can do as citizens in this country is that we can demand that the government call elections. That is what we can do. Welcome, caller.
Good night.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Cascade.
Cascade, go ahead. Go ahead, Cascade. Hello. All right, Cascade, we in here and say you gotta try again. You gotta try again, Cascade. We in here and I suggest you change your location because it started breaking up, so probably in a bad area. So the phone lines are open, 218-7762. We'll indulge your calls at this time. And we are in a serious crisis in this country, and there is So, ladies and gentlemen, the bottom line to this whole story is how can we have individuals whose names are being called? Welcome, caller.
Hi, good night, Mr. Robert.
Yes, sir. Good night. Good night.
Good night to you and the rest of the crew. I know who David you are now. Come upstairs.
All right, Jeffrey here.
Jeffrey, good night, boy. Yeah, I was listening to our program this morning. I didn't call the station because I stopped calling that radio station. And this Peter George fella, you know what he said, Mr. Robert?
Tell me.
That UNC and PNM is the same thing. He said that one have an African base and one have an Indian base. And we ain't going no place. Now imagine that, that's how we judging it, eh? Now if I get a chance to call, not I could have called, but I say I ain't calling that station again.
Right.
Because I get away with Rambachan on that program.
Right.
I would have tell him, I say, you judge the performance of Asio Pandey in his time and the performance of Kamla Prasad between 2010 and 2015. And tell me which PNM minister, Prime Minister, you could compare their performances with before you're talking that stupidness. So you see, these are the fellas in the 1% who are undermining the whole country. And let me tell you something, eh? I'll go a little further. It was his father, Peter George Sr., he had brains. This one is a dance. And one time when I used to call that program, he just said, well, we should take out the money out of the Heritage and Civilization Fund. And I called back and I asked you, I said, you put that there? I said, you could tell how we take out that? So this is the thinking why I have been going backwards, Mr. Robert.
Thank you, my brother. I go answer. I go comment for you here now.
Right, let me comment to you. I'll comment closer to the radio.
It's very short, it's very short. It's very short. It's a very short comment. Peter George. Oh, Peter George, you listening? I'll WhatsApp him, call him, tell him. Or tape what I go in and say and tell him. Peter George, as far as I'm concerned, with that rubbish you talk there, you could go down somewhere Pier 1 and just jump in the sea. That is what you should do. Go Pier 1, walk off the jetty and jump in the sea. Because always a bunch of idiots. What about it? Here what you judging? Here what you judging? The PNM and the UNC the same thing because one have an African base and one have an Indian base. That is the biggest idiotic talk I hear for the night. You understand? But you keep that thought, brother. You keep that in your head and jump in the sea with that because you don't understand what's going on in Trinidad. And my partner, once you hear the talking so, you don't know what's happening. Every time the PNM in trouble, they try to utilize some kind of blame on the UNC to see if they could keep the PNM back in power because that way them does benefit, you know. That way them does benefit. So forget them and that whole talk, brother. Let Peter George jump in the sea or go up in a plane and open the window door and walk out or something. Yeah, walk out the door or some kind of thing for Peter George. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, how could we still have high-ranking officials who name jumping up in this kind of brutal act, still sitting, still pronouncing judgment on individuals? You could tell me something, but remember, Rowley don't know. Rowley don't know. He don't know the individuals. He never know. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, good day, Comrade
Good day,
Victor.
sir. Yes, sir. Good day.
Yes, sir. I now tuned into the radio, but I couldn't help but call in after that Peter George episode. Now, you see, sometimes we as citizens of this country are our worst enemies. You see, if we band together, right, and we stop supporting these damn 1% businesses, right, even in the banks and all, right, we stop going to the malls and buying the KFC. We get them one fat, them one bottom looking. Yes, you're Rosie the bottom looking with the KFC woman that they just inject in the chicken. Fat. Well, that same hormone working on them woman on them. That's why they're looking so rosy. I know if you, sorry if I mash your corn that you may be like the rosy type. Well, get back on track. No, we really should get together as one people, but that wouldn't happen. And if we do that, we will show the likes of Peter George and Judge or whoever if he come from Grenada, and we go show them who are the real power. But that ain't gonna happen, Victor.
Thank you, brother.
But that will bring them down to the knees. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Kola, if you feel you're going to make my wife vex with me and I go home, you lie, yes? I ain't answering that question. I ain't watching nothing rosy now. Me? Welcome, Kola.
Good evening, Victor and Jeffries and all the listeners.
Go ahead, Saina.
Yeah, good evening.
Let us talk about the judiciary. Everybody knows there is a nexus between the SPNM. S for satanic, all you know what P for, and N for national and M for movement, right? Remember, the head of the fountain in the judiciary had 2 senior counsel indictment on him, right?
Go ahead.
Remember when that went to the Honorable Vaccine Vagrant, he get another one to counter it, and he left that right there. You remember a fella named Dylan? I see a video going circulating what Dylan had to say. Dylan was forced out of the country because his life was in danger. Now, you remember the vaccine vagrant like to whistle? And 3 weeks ago, he whistled to the judiciary and said the judiciary slow. All you have to understand that. It have an issue now, a man whose comings and goings have a lawsuit against a goodly lady who's a senator. You have another fella by the name of, who is a PNM independent senator by the name of Vera. You remember he and those judges were dialoguing to discredit the honorable senator? What has happened to the investigation by the head of the fountain in the judiciary? Because I believe the Honorable Kamala wrote him to do an investigation to find out who those judges are. We have to know. We cannot have a judiciary having judges entering the political guile, because when you go in front of them, what is it like the outcome? They will make judgment are questionable, and they're so slow putting it to court because they're afraid it goes to the judiciary, to the Privy Council. So yes, there is a nexus, and as you rightly say, show me your friends and I know who you are. You understand? And like 2 weeks ago, I tell all about the Psalms. That Psalm 23 really tells us something. You understand?
Thank you,
I
Kola.
have a nice night.
Thank you, Kola. You see, Kola, I ain't want to get hot yet, I ain't want to get hot yet. The program's still young. I ain't want to get hot yet, but you're warming me up, Kola. You're warming me up. Because I want to ask a question, I have some questions to ask, but I'm going to take some more calls. 218-7762. 218-7762. Place your calls while you can. You see, Jeff, let me tell you something, brother. We are living in a sick country. We are living in a country where the wrong thing becomes the right thing, and the right thing becomes your enemy. Anytime you speak out against the wrong, you make enemies. When you speak the truth, not like what Rowley speaks. Rowley say he don't tell lies. He always speak the truth, right? Not that truth I talking about. When you speak the truth, right, you get enemies, Jeffrey. Welcome, caller.
Cascadia.
Yeah, Cascade. I hear you know.
You see, the other night when I make this statement about Mr. Ken Valley, it's not all kind of thing to say. Why I say that is because I hear Mr. Elias on a different station make the statement that this man was one of the men into the investigation whose name was called in the investigation.
So here this Cascade. Cascade, listen to me before you continue. You hear me?
Yeah.
Right. When you make that statement, I cut you off, and I'll tell you why. While people may have privilege on other radio stations to make certain statements,
I understand very well.
We can't make certain
I
statements.
understand very well. I understand very well.
Beautiful, beautiful. So go ahead.
But that statement was made for the whole of Trinidad and Tobago and the wide world to hear.
Right.
So you make that statement on a radio station after 7 o'clock on a morning, where all little children wake up and preparing themselves to go to school. Hearing an ex-president, an ex-minister, a man who dead right now, name calling that nastiness. What am I to say? Who hear that too? You understand?
Yeah, I hear you. Loud and
all
clear.
right,
Loud
all right. Loud and clear. That was said to the world. That a pioneer minister, DNA.
But
look, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cascade. Welcome, caller.
Mr. Victor.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, a few years well, right? It was a calypso that called Archie bugged them up. Well, all right, Archie bugged them up. Archie bugged them up. Thank you.
I got a chance to find that calypso.
That's a parable, even.
Calypso. Welcome, caller. Wyatt, caller.
Yes, Arima calling again. I heard you a while ago about the decisions that the UNC could make by reporting these people. But I think it needs some foreign intervention, you know, Mr. Victor Roberts.
And we are...
For the fact that everything is corrupt in this country. If it's corrupt from the head, the judiciary, there's nothing could be done. And them children Bamsi hooting, and all we doing is talking. So I believe they should go straight and get some foreign intervention. I believe they know where they could go, from where they can go, to get a quick response on this thing. Because this thing bothering me right through. Okay.
Thank you. I understand the pain, caller, because this is a thing that does give people sleepless night. This does cause people to get up in the morning and sit down on the bed and study. Because I get up a couple mornings, 2-3 o'clock, and sit down on my bed and really studying if this country for real and if this government for real. Because what in God's name, why our government will entertain and protect these criminals? Why? Because you have them in certain position to do your bidding. You see, let me tell you something about this government, people. This prime minister have placed people who he have files on in certain places to do his bidding. Let me take this caller, come back to that. Welcome, caller. Hello.
Hello.
Quiet, caller.
Yes. That lady. foreign investors, foreign doctors with DNA testing was involved in that case against Akil Chambers, foreign investors and investigators went down into the DNA of that case with Akil Chambers. That is why they could make that statement to accuse members of the PNM. I listened to the man say what he said, to the world, that they went to foreign investigators to do the DNA testing on Akil Chambers. So this is not where Rowley want to say now that he know damn well because he was part of the opposition on that Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you, Cascade. And this is a serious situation because sometimes when I get up and I think about this situation in this country, I really try to figure out what really going on, what it is really going on. But you see, what the Prime Minister has done is that he has appointed people in those strategic positions to do his bidding. When you take your personal lawyer and you place him at the hem of Paria, you take your friends and you put them on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 state boards at the hem. You take your people, you have a super minister, you put him here, put him there, put him here, put him where you want to put him. You have people within the judiciary. You have a commissioner that you appoint, an acting commissioner, and you will keep him acting while he may want to be confirmed. You will keep him acting because he is there to do your bidding. And this is the deadly thing that is happening in this country. Welcome, caller.
Good night, Sir Victor Robert.
Yes, sir. Good night.
And to your bro, Alan Robert.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have something that, and the guy next. I have something. I don't know. The person is deceased now who burst aside. When Mr. Patrick Manning was Prime Minister, he had a party, and everyone was dressed in women with lingers. That's all. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you, caller.
Right, so I heard about that party, caller. I heard about that party. Don't feel like in here. I heard about that party, and I'll tell you something else. I will tell you that a former MP from the San Fernando area, together with one from Labrie and other high-ranking PNM officials, were held in a house in Monrepo.
Yeah.
In Monrepo. And everybody was playing girls. Everybody was playing girls. Welcome, caller.
I'm inside again, Victor. Victor, the vaccine fragrance is very strategic in directing the sodium take-up to do this investigation, because he knows he's out of his league. He knows he's incompetent. He knows he doesn't have the skills to manage an investigation like that. If he names man or he names Pimpanium or he names vaccine fragrance, why don't he go to the lady who does go up to England America all the time, Maxine, is waters or waiters? Why he don't go to the Black Caucus up in America and ask them to get the FBI to come down and help us in this investigation? And let where the chips fall, let those people account for the misdeed. I got it now.
You see, we are fully well aware in this country what is happening, But I want to make this point. When the Prime Minister placed these individuals in those positions, it makes it impossible, not only for the opposition, but it makes it impossible for justice to be served. Because, for instance, when the opposition file a motion in the Parliament, because of the control of the Speaker of the House by the Prime Minister, the opposition would not be granted the privilege, even within the standing orders, not even within the standing orders, to do what is required. And the sad thing about that is what can the opposition do? When the Speaker of the House, who is in charge, who is the ruler, puts you sit down, and you don't want to sit down, the next thing she do, she puts you out. And it's not a case that you don't want to go out. There is people there to put you out. So when that happens, where do we go from here? Now, when you look at the judicial system, the Prime Minister also have his people in key positions. Now, if a matter is to go before the court, one caller said it a while ago, they could draw that matter out for the next 5 years, till the next election comes. They could stretch that matter and draw that matter out. There is nothing that the opposition can do to bring that matter on the front border or to have the matter heard in a timely manner. Our system does not give the opposition the authority. When you have these judges, let's imagine the Prime Minister could call a judge and say, go and investigate Gary Griffith. Let's imagine. He could call an ex-defense force man and say, look, I want you and you and you to go here. He could call whoever in charge of the PCA or whatever and give them instructions. You know why? Because all these appointments, they are made with the advice of the Prime Minister. That is the deadly thing in this country. Welcome, caller.
Yes. The club used to be a club in Santa Cruz.
Right.
Buck Club in Santa Cruz. I name in the club. The club is a club where all of them go in and dress. The old Prime Minister, Patrick Manning, used to be there. And Ken Valley used to be the doorman in dress. Don't feel that scandal outside. No, you know.
Cascade, everybody.
Why everybody could say that is a ban and nasty people in the PNM. Thank you.
Thank you, Cascade.
Thank you.
So the fact remains is, when you have people like they're sitting in the judiciary, all right, let's just say the opposition wanted to bring a constitutional matter to the court. For instance, we had a experience with the president in relation to this merit list. Where are you going to get that heard? What time you're going to get that heard? When? Where? Who is in charge? Welcome, caller.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Victor and the co-host.
Yes, sir. Good day. Good day.
I heard a caller recently spoke about I think it was the downtown or one of those 1%ers talking about. The thing about it is that there's a partnership. The PNM and the 1%, they are in government. They are the ones who are running things here. People mustn't get that out of their head, you know.
Correct.
They are in charge. Is a partnership with the UNC and those trade unions and other parties and Jack and whatnot. You have a partnership now, and they're the ones who bring this country to where it is today. So this nonsense about you have two parties here, I had this and that. They're playing that kind of game with me at all, you know. Yeah. Because I am saying that I am not in a plantation. And it's time people try to raise the level of consciousness as to what is going on in this country. If you, and I always draw the example with those other Caribbean countries, and not all but some. I look at Barbados, I look at Jamaica. This nonsense that goes on here can't go on there. It ain't going on there. It's only here this would happen. And they come here and they bamboozle the people. And I don't listen. I used to listen to a particular station that the caller made reference. I stopped that because you're not operating in my interest and the interest of the powerless, right? And those very set people who that is their center. You know, that is where they go to spouse, to spew the propaganda. Correct. Right, and to bamboozle the poor people in this country. Right. So but I want to make one point to this report. Go ahead. And I am saying that the PNM government, they attempted to turn the tables on the opposition, but they were caught. And that very sad station for 4 days. The moderator or the host. Hitting hard the opposition about this and that and this. Actually, this is a dangerous place, you know. But it's operating under the guise. right? Very, very astute. But what I want to say is that this is where research and the facts, once you bring, when the CNN sits, you have to be timely in responding to them. You can't say, wait, let me wait, and you have to sit one time.
Correct.
And what is important to do your research, you get your facts and the evidence.
Correct.
And once you put it, you realize that they're very silent, because that was very good research. It was well articulated. So they have no recourse. They can't, they're back against the wall.
Yeah.
And I must commend the opposition, because it appeared to me for some time that they could not, but you cannot wait. Robinson is the one who used to say, I believe in the people. They nearly kill him in the parliament. You have to respond in a timely manner. You have to be relevant. You have to be factual. You must present your evidence, and you must be very cogent and compelling.
Correct.
And that is what happened with this issue here. And they back him back. The persons who were saying that what is it? They dump it, or what, they hide it, or whatever it is. He is also backing back, right? And saying that the opposition is playing politics. When the fact remains is that they were playing politics with the thing.
Of course.
They play politics with the thing. And as I said, I like the move, but it has to be timely, and people have to move on the ball, because they come to see us at lies and propaganda and spin. And they have the millions and the acolytes in the various media, print and electronic, and they do all the bidding for them. And if people are not, the people in China, the poor people in this country here, right, and the unsuspecting, do not wake up and open their eyes and they see what is going on, they would remain right in the position that they are. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Paula. Thank you for your contribution. And this is where we are. This is where we are. So I was making the point where... Welcome, Kola.
Good night, gentlemen. Very shortly.
Go ahead.
I'd like to say I'm the active chambers, right? They say he drowned, but did they find water in active chambers' lungs? Active chambers probably died. I don't think he went in the pool. So it's a kind of cover-up. And daily, I want to say it was not money pool. I think, I'm not quite sure it was cookie. Have a good night. Thank you.
All right, Kola. All right, Kola. Kola say what's the money for cookie. Welcome, Kola.
Yes, Mr. Victor Roberts, Ari Maggie. No, the opposition does have a hard time in the parliament with this speaker there. Okay? And I for democracy, you for democracy. And without democracy, there's nothing. Anytime a government who is onto the OAS breaks democracy, the place they have to report these people to is the OAS. And they're going to manage them. I find it's time Ms. Kamala Prasad-Bissessa report this man to the OAS. In time to come soon, on the 6th of June, there will be a summit of the Americas. All in these organizations, we could have a voice. But before the summit, she will have to make some kind of report to see how they could manage this man.
Thank you,
okay.
Right, so as I was saying, the bottom line to the story is when you have people to do your bidding, as this Prime Minister have people in every institution. Now, the last place that you would really want the Prime Minister to get a hold of is the police service. And sadly enough, the Prime Minister have that hold on the police service. So they do what they had to do. They misbehave, they break up, take back, send meritless, take it back, send it there, whatever, in order to take the call to put who they want as commissioner. Welcome, caller.
Good night again.
Right,
the pathologist that did the test on Akil Chambers proved that Akil Chambers died, not by drowning, and died and put in the pool.
So it have nothing like he drunk. When you drunk, water does be in your lungs. Right?
Thank you.
So he died before he was put in the pool. Thank you.
Thank you, Kasky. So when you have this happening, then where do you go from there? Because the acting police commissioner, now we have seen what took place with Gary Griffith. And, you know, Rowley said he lost confidence in Gary Griffith. I mean, we know better than that. But you know now, outside of his policing duties, I now lost confidence in Gary Griffith. And it have nothing to do with his performance as the commissioner of police. It have nothing to do with that. Well, let me take back that. What I'm now learning and what is being revealed and exposed, it have something to do with it. So let me make it clear. It have something to do with it, because one of the things I'm yet to understand is that special branch report in relation to Foster comments. I am lost there, because when Gary said that he is aware, or he was aware, I am lost. I am really, really lost at that point. Take the call. I will always come back where I am. Welcome, caller.
I'm inside again, boy. I'm enjoying the conversation, Mr. Roberts and Jeffries. Listen to what Tojam said on the papers 2 days ago. Don't expect speedy resolution to the investigation into the Children's Authority and the 1997 SABGA report. What does that tell you? Nothing would be done. It tells us plain and simple. If a man coming to tell you that he's going to fail, don't expect a speedy resolution. It's two things he tell me. He's not pushing it, he's not pursuing it, he doesn't have the competency, he doesn't have a clue to go about it. So don't expect anything. That is why I say we have to get somebody external.
And call a holy line.
Right.
You know, I make some notes and remember he used to come up the road, and that same statement where Jacob was saying that is not only speedily, you know, he give the idea that it may have some potential. that is when I did some notes on it. I don't know. I'll grab up this one, that one.
But let me tell you that it may have some potential.
Yeah, it may have some potential.
Right. That is dependent on what instruction and advice is being given by the pump man.
By the controller.
Right.
Yeah, by
the controller. And the Pepinian, because they don't really, if they really want to save face, because we know all of them are culpable in it. We know the SPN, and I tell you, S is for satanic, P is pedophilic, N is national, and M is movement. They all belong to the Costa Nostra SPN group of people.
Yeah, of course.
And they have no shame to declare their name. What happened to the FAB? What happened to the credit card lady? And you know the most laughable thing, boy? I saw Sharon in a conference about abuse for women and things. She don't look into the mirror every day. They don't live together in the same house or what?
Thank you, caller.
I'm going.
Where are you, boy? So, bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, the top of the hour, we want to move. We want to intensify a little bit because we have some questions coming just now.
No, I was talking about the Foster Comments report. Tell me, this is an allegation or this is a police report? It
is a police report. No, the special branch conduct a lot of duties, different duties. One of the duties that the special branch will conduct is to look into any individual who make themselves available for public office.
All right.
Whether it be in the UNC, whether it be the PNM or wherever. All right? And what they do, they will put together what they call a file on you. Now we take this one. Welcome, caller.
Yeah, good night, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Yes, good night.
if he said, that same first comment as Ozzy on that point, he said that the 4.4 million that they paid to him was for services rendered while he was involved in the companies, but he has resigned from all the companies. Right? That was the excuse. Just like how this walk and shake up the article in the Guardian Sunday, right? Where he says, he technically telling you nothing will come up out of that investigation.
Exactly.
You understand? They don't know what they're doing, and then our next issue will come, and we go on again, just how Petroleum come, and we go on from this one, we go on from this issue, and it's everything just going, and we just going down the hill. You understand? Nothing happening in this country. You understand? Because nobody actually standing up. I mean, you made your stand, and you then make a little stand there, but nothing happening. That is not the kind of stand we have to make. You understand? It has to be more vibrant. People have to come out. Everybody just sitting down, and we're going down the hill, and nobody doing anything about it. Look at the nonsense that's taking place in this country, from one issue to a next issue to another issue. You understand? And next week will be a next issue after Chambers done. Just like how Petroleum come and go on. We should have never allowed them to shut down Petroleum. And Roger and them is the men that they promised to vote for PNM, and you will get Petroleum. They encourage all the workers to vote for PNM, and look what happened. You understand? And all the other public servants vote for PNM because they get a full pay during the COVID. You understand? All of them was happy. You understand? They know how to do the things. Here need a drastic change, you know. You mightn't like what I'm saying, it need a drastic change. And it go come on. And it mightn't be you, it mightn't be we, it mightn't be UNC, but it go be a drastic change. Anyway, good night and enjoy the show.
Thank you, caller. Thanks very much.
You really need a drastic change. Too.
So we come back to Foster comments. Welcome, caller.
I cite again and listen to the data points. I take a loan for $4.4 million and where invest it? Did I invest it in DSS and the police raid it and the police send it back? So who money was jumping up, who take the loan and where they invest it? I gone.
So the police did the investigation, right? So the special branch also, they will open a file on you. They will gather whatever intelligence they could gather, knowingly or unknowingly to you. All right? They will gather that sort of intelligence. When they compile this, they will go through the pros and cons, and they will analyze. Based on the information, they will do the investigation. So the special branch not just come to tell you that Victor Roberts is associated with Jeffrey if Victor Roberts is not associated with Jeffrey. All right? Let me do Mama Guy we sell. The special branch not coming to tell you that Victor Roberts taking HGC land or Carani land if Victor Roberts not taking land. Because you see, the special branch, a matter of fact, the information that comes from them, it is what you call competent information.
All right.
So they can just make something up and put it there. So they gather that intelligence, they gather that information, they submit a report. Now, when they submit that report, ironically, what will happen is that report could end up anyway. But they will submit a report to their head because there is a head of special branch. Now, the head of special branch is also one of the individuals that is in the National Security Council.
All right.
All right? That is one of the individuals who also play a part there, just like fire, prison, and the commissioner and other things, right? Now, there is some things, and that is what makes this part sad. There is some things, just as it can be leaked in the public domain, is the same way it can be sent to the Prime Minister.
Okay. I catch it, yeah.
Right? It can be sent to the Prime Minister. Now, that is a ticklish line because they also have a line of communication with the Prime Minister. All right? They will select special branch men to protect the Prime Minister, his wife, his children, to guard the property. They may also use some of the special forces men from the defense force and so on too. But the special branch play a real integral part of all government officials. Right? They also play a very important part in the safety of every minister or every government official in different ways. So when they compile this report, they will very well, it could end up in the hands of the Prime Minister. It could end up there before it go anyway. This is what I'm telling you, It can end up there before Gary Griffith even see it. I'm showing you how the politics, the infiltration of the politics, how it has play out itself. So while it may have a chain that the special branch do their thing, send it to their head go to the commissioner review, the commissioner might fully well say, well, we need to look into this area, that area. The legal department will also look into it, and it will be forwarded to the DPP. The DPP could do what he had to do. He could come and say, well, look, it need further investigation, and send it back to them. They do further investigation. When they conclude, the DPP could say, well, okay, there is not enough evidence. The DPP could start a matter, drop a matter, because a matter of fact, the DPP will draw one of the matter against. Welcome.
Yes, it's true what you're saying. But remember, all of these people, the president and all the DPP, everybody, is PNM wash. You understand? So you can't expect nothing to come out of these things. They are being instructed, the COP, the same thing. You understand? So you can't expect anything to come out of these issues. And it will just keep going on like that, on and on. You heard what Nafisa had to say when she resigned from PNM about the bullying of this man and the manner in which he behaved, and nobody could speak to him. You did actually see it on TV. You understand? He should never be Prime Minister, and that way this country will continue to be a lawless country, because if no examples are being set by your leaders, you don't have straightforward people like how we used to have maybe earlier on, like some of the presidents, not Williams and them, some of the presidents and things were very straightforward and so on, right? And honest people. You don't have that again. You understand? So what do you expect at the ground level if you have nobody to set proper examples at the top? You understand? We're going through, and I tell you that drastic change over here. Take care, my brother.
Thank you,
and
sir.
All the best to everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
So coming back with the special branch thing. So this thing with Foster Cummings, so when he sent this pre-action protocol letter for
Jayanti,
this thing had to be a fast then.
But you hear what Jayanti said? She ready for court. She ready for court. You see, pre-action protocol letter, it can also be used to deter you, or it can also be used to try to quiet you. It can also be used to frighten you. You hear what I just said there? So, but let us look at the facts of the thing, right? So, remember the senator did not fabricate that report. That's a police report. Okay? Whether who want to say it at this stage or that stage or this stage, because we know the PNM, they are very well capable of they write the books of tricks. The book of tricks, they wrote that. Now, the people of the country, the citizens of this country, I think they could write the book of foolishness, because the people allow foolishness to be wisdom. And when a people allow foolishness to become wisdom, it tells you the thinking of the society. And the last caller just make it clear. Welcome, caller.
Right, thanks. Slide again. Two things. One of them you missed out. when it have a pre-action in court, they can put it in court and it stays in court and you hear nothing. They say sub judice. So that is another way to silence people from saying things. Now, the other thing with this investigation, and I listened to the Honorable Opposition Leader, and she was asking a serious question. Did the executive interfere with the investigation into comings and goings with respect? Remember, they asked for senior counsel to make them proceed with it. And that was similar to, remember, when Gary asked for resources for ENV, he didn't get it to continue. So that is another way how they could advise, instruct, and prevent, the police service.
Thank you, caller. So we'll go for the break now. We lapse a little bit there, but we'll go for the break now and we'll be right back.
Time has come. New 97.5. Make it your choice. Something for everyone. 97.5 FM. Music for you. It's all about you. New 97.5.
Put the date and time in your diary. A moment unlike any other in the country. At 4:27 p.m. Wednesday, May 26th, the country's first female prime minister was sworn in.
I will bear true faith and allegiance to Trinidad and Tobago, and will uphold the Constitution and the law.
It was a gala affair at the historic Knowsley building. Guests of honor drawn from the highest institutions of the land, but more importantly, among them, the common man, including Percy Villafana, an icon of the People's Partnership campaign that swept the PNM at the polls. The event's host, President George Maxwell Richards, arrived 15 minutes before the start, the Chief Justice just after, and then in PCL-1, an official prime ministerial vehicle, came Kamla Persad-Bissessar and her husband for a moment that thousands of politicians have only dreamt of. Folk singers from the Love Movement set the stage, unity and racial harmony their focus. And President George Maxwell Richards reminded the audience that the swearing-in of the Prime Minister had become a more public event, allowing for more people participation. But even more significantly, he noted a woman had risen to the highest political office in the land by popular vote for the first time ever, a moment he felt the country must applaud.
Today, we have come to another milestone in our relatively short history.
There were supporters outside waiting for her across the road. Unable to get in, they unfolded a large banner and screamed her name. Inside, she was delivering a maiden speech as Prime Minister, one of unity and togetherness.
It is time for all of us to stand together, side by side. Trinidad alongside Tobago. Members and supporters of all political persuasions. Citizens all, arm in arm, hand in hand.
There would be no favoritism, she assures, to members of the winning party at the exclusion of others.
And we are not checking party cards or keeping notes on supporters' lists. The task of rebuilding our great nation will require the participation of everyone.
Among new measures, a Ministry of Tobago Development and a Ministry of Food Production and parliamentary reform to make it more than just a rubber stamp. And where the country's finances are concerned,
the People's Partnership government I will lead will be moving towards the delivery of an early budget after candid assessments are conducted on the state of the nation's finances and economy.
But priority number one, flooding across the country, she asked to leave early to meet with the head of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Management and the PS in the Office of the Prime Minister, and instructed all MPs to be on the field on Thursday before Cabinet is sworn in on Friday morning at 10.
On the platform, you have been seeing Kamla Persad-Bissessar, the politician. Today, however, we also saw Kamla Persad-Bissessar, the person. She came out to speak to members of the media, and when she did, the police crowded around her. She stopped. She asked the police officers to move back, to give her more space to speak to the members of the media, which she says signals her intent to stay in contact with the population.
Excuse me. Excuse me, can we get the report? Let the reporters come in.
Yes.
please. We need them, and they need us.
Thank you.
So please, they are not going to
Thank
hurt
you.
me.
Thank you,
So
ma'am.
can we open this bubble a little bit and allow them to come in?
It's been a rapid journey in the last few days, and she's still coming to terms with it.
I haven't reached the stage of elation yet. I was more focused, like in the last day or two, how to get these promises done, how to restructure the ministries, whom should we put into the various ministries to ensure that we get the promises kept. So I haven't been able to get elated yet.
Parliament, she says, will be constituted as soon as possible after consulting the staff of the Parliament, and she's promising there will be no witch hunt against former government ministers.
What we are going to...
Flavor that's bitter savor at the Royal Castle. Welcome the Royal Castle. Royal Castle. Flavor to the bone. Royal Castle. Taste the very own. Royal Castle is the local something that makes it all taste better. Taste the unique flavor of our culture at Royal Castle.
U975 FM would like you to be a part of our Dynamic Dad Father's Day promotion. You have the chance to win an all-inclusive party for your dad and 4 of his friends. Yes, your father and 4 he partners. We take the party to a Dynamic Dad and 4 of his friends. So I guess all I want to know how to enter. Listeners, you can call at 7:30 a.m. and at 5:30 p.m. Monday to Friday and complete the following sentence. It was my dad that taught me to, and fill out the rest. Whatever your father teach you to. So whether he teach you to tie the goat or to pelt mango, just tell us what your father taught you. So the callers' names would be dropped into an entry box for a random draw on Monday the 20th of June 2022. Your dad can be the lucky winner of U975 Dynamic Dad Father's Day promotion. Competition runs from 20th May to 19th June. So come on and be a part of our Dynamic Dad Father's Day promotion on U975 FM.
पापा कहते हैं बड़ा नाम करेगा बेटा हमारा ऐसा काम करेगा.
Right, we are back. And this is where we are at Trinidad and Tobago. And this is not a joking issue. This is serious business, because this business is about life and death. You see, we must face the reality in our country. We must be able to stand up as people and say when something is right and say when something is wrong. We must stand up and speak it as it is. This government, ladies and gentlemen, is totally out of control. Welcome, caller.
Welcome. Good night, Mr. Victor.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Mr. Victor, we're not getting all on Facebook or YouTube. I know causing that.
Well, you had to go on Douglas politics because...
We ain't getting Douglas politics.
Yeah. But we getting it here. We have it, we getting it here.
Well, I call it from Brazil Village. I'm not getting nothing. I have it on the radio, but not getting it.
Well, look, we've seen it on Douglas Politics right now.
Alright.
So go on Douglas Politics and scroll down and look for where you see it marked live.
Alright.
And you'll get it there because we see it on the screen here.
Good program.
Alright, thank you very much. Yeah, we must stand up and say when something is wrong, it's wrong, and when it is right, it is right. This government, ladies and gentlemen, we all know that this government is in shambles. This government continues to cover up every form of corruption. Every form of corruption. This government covering up this whole pedophile ring that exists in our country. This government is part of the problem. They are part of the problem. Welcome, caller. Welcome, caller. Welcome, caller.
All right, this Cascade here.
Yeah, Cascade. Make it quick.
What the gentleman said before, that the press has to come onto this government